Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, July 16th, 2021. Today I'm going to look ahead to the weekend's baseball games as well as obviously tonight's NBA Finals game number 5 on Saturday night. We will go over golf and the leaderboard at the tournament that's going on right now. We'll preview and predict the NASCAR races for the weekend, NHL mock draft, news and notes, and my best bet of the day. We'll start in Major League Baseball. Yankees-Red Sox was supposed to be played last night, but it got postponed due to concerns within the Yankees organization with COVID-19. There's 6 positive COVID cases with the Yankees. I think there was or combined with cases and players placed on protocols. Aaron Judge is among those that have it. Gio Urshela, I believe, is among those that have it. So I won't be shocked if this series with Boston is moved. And it's just yet another obstacle for the Yankees this season as they're dealing with probably, in my opinion, their most tumultuous season in my lifetime, probably. Although you could argue 2013 with A-Rod, with his PD suspension, 2014, Jeter's last year. Those were tumultuous years, but this is pretty tumultuous from an on and off the field standpoint for the Yankees. All right. Doubleheader, game 1 today at 2 o'clock. Tigers hosting the Twins. Charlie Barnes and Jose Urena. I don't know if there's any lines up for this game yet. Probably not because it's a doubleheader game, but I could be wrong. And there's not. 4 o'clock doubleheader game 1, Marlins, Phillies. Sandy Alcantara, Matt Moore. 7 o'clock Red Sox, Yankees. Currently scheduled to be played, but we'll see about that. I doubt it. Wouldn't rule out Saturday, but we'll see. Martin Perez and Domingo Germán. No lines up for this game. Mets Pirates. Marcus Stroman and we know is going for Pittsburgh. That isn't posted yet. Padres Nationals is posted. Chris Paddock and Eric Feed. The Padres are minus 136. The Nats are plus 116. Over under 9.5. Over is minus 102. Under is minus 120. Padres minus 1.5 is plus 108. Nats plus 1.5 is minus 130. I'm going over 9.5 minus 102. Chris Paddock really hasn't been the same pitcher since his rookie year. Eric Feed isn't that good, so I'm going over. Rangers Blue Jays. Jordan Lyles and Robbie Ray. Toronto minus 235. Texas plus 194. Over under 10. Over is minus 105. Under is minus 115. Texas plus 1.5 is plus 106. Toronto minus 1.5 is minus 128. Robbie Ray's been really good this year, but I'm not convinced that will last, so I'm going to go over 10.5 minus 105. Brewers Reds. We don't know who's going for Milwaukee, and Tyler Mahley's going for Cincinnati. Twins Tigers game 2. Kenta Maeda and we know who's going for Detroit. Rays Braves. Michael Wacha and Charlie Morton. Braves are minus 134. The Rays are plus 116. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Rays plus 1.5 is minus 178. Atlanta minus 1.5 is plus 146. I'm going under. I think the Braves are kind of screwed with this Acuna injury. Charlie Morton on the mound, so I'm going to say low-scoring game. So I'm going under 8.5 minus 105. 7:30, doubleheader game 2, Marlins, Phillies. We don't know what's going for Miami, and Zach Eflin's going for Philly. 8 o'clock, Orioles, Royals. Keegan Aiken and we know what's going for KC. Astros, White Sox. Lance McCullers Jr. and Dylan Cease. Astros minus 138. White Sox plus 118. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Astros minus 1.5 is plus 126. White Sox plus 1.5 is minus 152. I get it. White Sox injuries galore. But they have about identical record to Houston. Houston just has one more win and one more loss. I'm taking Chicago plus 118. Lance McCullers might have a second half flop. 8:15 Giants Cardinals. Kevin Gossman, Adam Wainwright. Nothing posted yet, but Gossman's been tremendous, but that's another guy that I think could be in for a rough second half. If the Cardinals are favored tonight, or a dog tonight, I'd look at them. 8:30 Dodgers Rockies. Julio Urias and Antonio Senzatella. Dodgers minus 200, Rockies plus 168, over under 11.5, overs minus 114, unders minus 108. Dodgers minus 1F is minus 137, Rockies plus 1F is plus 114. That is a high total. Urias is better than what this number should be, so I'm going under 11.5 minus 108. I think this could be like a 8-1 Dodgers win. Under would still work. 9:30, Seattle and the Angels. Chris Flexen and Andrew Heaney. Angels are minus 158, Mariners plus 134, over under 8.5. Overs minus 122, unders even money. Seattle plus 1F is minus 152, Angels minus 1F is plus 126. I'm going with the super juiced over, 8.5 minus 122. 9:30, Cubs Diamondbacks. Kyle Hendricks and Madison Bumgarner. Cubs minus 148. D-backs plus 126. Over under 9. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Cubs minus 1F is plus 106. Diamondbacks plus 1F is minus 128. I'm going Cubs minus 1F at plus 106. This is because of who's on the mound. And Kyle Hendricks. And I think he is primed for a good game tonight against a weak Diamondbacks offense. Indians Athletics. This is a good game. Eli Morgan, Chris Bassett. Or maybe not so much. I didn't realize that Cleveland's record is what it was. Yikes. Oakland minus 205. Indians plus 172. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. Cleveland plus 1F is minus 115. Oakland minus 1F is minus 104. I'm going over 8.5 minus 104. Eli Morgan stinks. Oakland's offense, I think, is primed for a good second half. I think Matt Chapman's good for a good second half. Chris Bassett's good, but I could see him giving up a couple runs here. I could see this being 6-3. So give me over 8.5 minus 104 between the Indians and the A's. Saturday, 3 o'clock, Rangers Blue Jays. Colby Albert, Hyunjin Ryu. 4 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, Indians A's. Cal Quantrill, Sean Manaea. Cubs Diamondbacks. Adbert Alzolay, we know is going for Zona. 6 o'clock, Marlins Phillies. Undecided, Vince Velasquez. Twins Tigers. Bailey Ober, Willie Peralta. 7 o'clock, Mets Pirates. We don't know who is pitching yet for each side. Maybe DeGrom against somebody. Pods Nats. Blake Snell, Patrick Corbin. Orioles Royals. We don't know who's going to either side. Brewers Reds. Undecided, Luis Castillo. 7:15 on Fox, Red Sox Yankees. Obviously pending some stuff. Nate Eovaldi, Jordan Montgomery. My prediction, by the way, I'm going to say that tonight's postponed. Doubleheader tomorrow. Sunday Night Baseball Sunday, and then doubleheader when the teams meet up in Yankee Stadium later in the season. That's how I think it's going to play out. Astros White Sox on Fox. Jake Odorizzi, Lucas Giolito. Giants Cardinals on Fox. Anthony DeSclafani, we don't going for St. Louis. 7:20 Rays Braves. Undecided and Max Fried. Dodgers Rockies at 8. Walker Buehler and Chichi Gonzalez. And Mariners Angels at 9. Yusei Kikuchi, Alex Cobb. Sunday, 1 o'clock Marlins Phillies. Undecided Zach Wheeler. Mets Pirates. No knows who's going one yet. Padres Nationals on TBS. Joe Musgrove, Max Scherzer. Great game. Great pitching matchup. Rangers Blue Jays. Mike Foltynewicz and Steven Matz. Brewers Reds. Undecided Sonny Gray. Twins Tigers. J Happ, Casey Mize. Rays Braves. Rich Hill, Drew Smiley. Orioles Royals. No one knows yet. That's a 2 o'clock game. Houston White Sox. Framber Valdez, Carlos Rodon. 2:15 Giants Cardinals. Johnny Cueto and we don't know is going for St. Louis yet. It's 3 o'clock. Dodgers Rockies. David Price and Kyle Freeland. 4 o'clock Indians A's. Zach Plesac, Frankie Montas. Mariners Angels. Logan Gilbert and Patrick Sandoval. Cubs, D-backs, Zach Davies, Merrill Kelly, and then Red Sox, Yankees tonight, or Sunday Night Baseball. Nick Pivetta, Garrett Cole, assuming that they play. Alrighty, now we will preview and predict Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the Suns and Bucks from Phoenix Suns Arena, Saturday night, 9 o'clock on ABC. I project Suns by 6, total 226. I was just about to say to myself, something's not right here. I forgot to add the 3 for home court. 6 and 226. And then FanDuel has this at 4 and 218.5. Overs the play again. I just think that Chris Paul and Drew Holiday having bad games hurt the total in the last game. Those guys will bounce back and be better. I think Giannis will play a little bit better than he did. So I'm going to go over 218.5 minus 108. I do like the Suns minus the 4 as well, but I feel better about the over in this spot. So, from what I've learned from a point standpoint against the spread, is that these two teams are even and home court's worth 4 for each side. But I worth it 3 with a full capacity crowd when it comes to things like this. Like the finals and even the NFL, I do 3 points for home field advantage in the NFL when I project those lines. Okay, now I'm going to talk some golf as I will look at the current leaderboard for the Barbasol Championship. And your current leader right now, or I should say leaders, 8 under. Seamus Power, Brock Stewart, Mark Hubbard, David Lingmerth, and Will Grimmer. All at 8 under. Tied for 6th with 7 under. J.T. Potson, Scott Harrington, Vaughn Taylor, Luke List, Adam Schenk, Joseph Brumlett, and Taylor Pendrith. Tied for 13th with 6 under. Sam Ryder, Greg Chalmers, Bobby Bye, Richard Johnson, Ryan Ormore, Jim Herman, Ben Martin, and Bo Hogg. Tied for 21st with 5 under. Bo Van Pelt, Cam Percy, David Hearn, Jason Duffner, Bew Hostler, I lost myself here. Sorry, guys. Davis Thompson, Sean Stefani, Scott Stallings, Lee Hodges, Mito Pereira, Michael Giglick, and Ben Taylor. Tied for 33rd with 4 under. John Huh, Davis Riley, Satoshi Kodiara, Jason Bone, John Pack, Bronson Bergen, Austin Cook, Henrik Norlander, Patrick Rogers, Jonathan Bird, and Grayson Sig. Oh, and one more that I missed. Wilco Nienbayer. 46th place with 3 under is a pretty big tie, so I'm just going to go through notables for the rest of the list. Will Gordon, Tommy Lewis, James Hahn, Vincent Whaley. Tied for 68th with 2 under, Tyler Duncan, DJ Tron, Richie Wierenski. Tied for 85th with 1 under, Bryce Garnett, Camilo Vegas, KJ Choi, Russell Knox, JJ Spawn, Charles Schwartzel. 100th at even, Dylan McCarthy, Robbie Shelton. 109th with 1 over. Nobody of note. 122nd with 2 over, Christopher Ventura. And then nobody else notable left really on the list. All right, now we'll do NASCAR. We will preview and predict the weekend's races as we do each and every Friday on this podcast. And it looks like this weekend, NASCAR is Truck Series is at the Glen, and Xfinity and Cup are at New Hampshire. So let's see if the Truck Series starting lineup is up for tonight. And I don't see a Truck Series starting lineup, so I am going to go to DraftKings for odds, and then I'll make a pick. I see a starting lineup for Cup, but I don't see one for Truck. I don't even see the Truck Series odds. But wait a minute, is there even a race this weekend for Truck? No, trucks are off. All right, that makes sense. Sorry, guys. So a rare mistake by me on the podcast. So it's just Xfinity and Cup from New Hampshire. So the Xfinity starting lineup: Jeb Burton has the pole. Justin Haley, Noah Gragson, Austin Cindric, Justin Allgaier, AJ Allmendinger, Brett Moffitt, Jeremy Clements, Sam Meyer, Harrison Burton round out your top 10. Ryan Sieg, Riley Herbst, Daniel Hemrick, Chris Bell, Alex Labb, Matt Snyder, Tommy Joe Martins, Jay Buford, Ryan Vargas, Josh Williams, Josh Berry, Brandon Brown, Brandon Jones, Patrick Emmerling, Colby Howard, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Matt Mills, Jesse Little, Mason Massey, Joe Graff Jr., Landon Castle, Brendan Godvic, Jordan Anderson, Kyle Weatherman, Bailey Curry, J.J. Yeley, Dexter Bean, David Starr, C.J. McLaughlin, and Spencer Boyd. So, for the And Better Get Vaccinated 200, but for short, the And Better 200, I'm going to go with someone I tend to pick on the podcast a lot. Noah Gragson, 12-1, to win the And Better 200 on Saturday afternoon from New Hampshire. And now the Cup Series starting lineup from New Hampshire, and Kyle Busch in the pole. And alongside him is Martin Truex Jr., third Chase Elliott, fourth Kurt Busch, fifth Alex Bowman, sixth Denny Hamlin, seventh Ryan Blaney, eighth Tyler Reddick, ninth Chris Bell, 10th Kyle Larson. The rest: Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Austin Dillon, Matt DiBenedetto, Joey Logano, William Byron, Chris Boucher, Bubba Wallace, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chasen, Cole Custer, Eric Almirola, Michael McDowell, Eric Jones, Ryan Preece, Corey LaJoy, Anthony Alfredo, Ryan Newman, Ricky Styles Jr., Justin Haley, Daniel Suarez, BJ McLeod, Garrett Smithley, Cody Ware, Josh Bleaky, Quinn Houff, James Davison. So for this race, which is the Foxwoods Resort Casino 301, I like Chase Elliott at 8-1. I'm surprised that he's 8-1. I thought he'd be like in the 6-1 range. But it's like Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson in that range, and Kyle Busch and Truex. Chase Elliott, 8-1. Good value to win the Foxwoods Resort Casino 301 from New Hampshire. All right. Now I'm going to do my third NHL mock draft. I made some changes in comparison to the one I did on Wednesday's show. And those changes were interesting, and I'm intrigued for this draft period. So without further ado, here we go. Number 1, the Buffalo Sabres. Owen Power, defenseman, Michigan, NCAA. Power is a consensus choice among experts and people around the league to go first overall. The Sabres here, with the first overall pick for the second time in 4 years, get another top pair defenseman to go with Rasmus Dahlin for the future. Number 2, the Seattle Kraken. Matthew Beniers, center, Michigan, NCAA. The second overall pick here I have being yet another Michigan Wolverine product. This time the center in Beniers. He stood out in his first college season, being a point-per-game player, and he is someone that is a good skater. 3, the Anaheim Ducks. Luke Hughes, defenseman, USA under-18, USHL. The Ducks here have some nice choices, and here I have them taking Hughes. The youngest Hughes brother is a dynamic, borderline elite skating defenseman who has tremendous offensive upside similar to his brother Quinn. 4, New Jersey Devils. Brant Clark, defenseman, Barrie, OHL. The Devils should go defense here due to the fact that they have some dynamic young forwards that already are on the upswing. Clark is somebody that is a great two-way player who is very careful with the way he plays. 5, the Columbus Blue Jackets. William Eklund, center, Djurgården, Sweden. The Blue Jackets have needs in a lot of places, and Eklund here makes sense. He is somebody that has top offensive skills, has shown some physicality, and does some of the little things that teams like. 6, the Detroit Red Wings. Dylan Guenther, right wing, Edmonton, WHL. The Red Wings have some promising young forwards in their system. Guenther was a points machine in the WHL, and he has the ability to shoot from anywhere, and that's what makes him dynamic. 7, the San Jose Sharks. Mason McTavish, center, Petersburg, OHL. The Sharks need some young blood in their organization. Here I have them going with the center in McTavish. He has the feistiness that teams like and has shown strength in the battles along the boards. 8, the Los Angeles Kings. Simone Edvinsson, defenseman for Londa, SHL. The Kings got themselves a nice player here with Edvinsson who can use some young defensemen. He has the mobility and ability to create chances for himself and teammates. 9, the Vancouver Canucks. Kent Johnson, center, Michigan, NCAA. The third Michigan player goes off the board here with Johnson, who would be a nice fit with the Canucks. He's a solid playmaker and has shown versatility as well as his puck-carrying ability. 10, the Ottawa Senators. Jesper Wallstedt, goaltender, Luleå, Sweden. The Senators are a team that may look at a possible goalie of the future, and they take one here with Wallstedt. He has the calmness and control to be a successful goalie in the league, and he tracks pucks very well. 11, the Chicago Blackhawks. Chaz Lucius, center, USNTDP, USHL. The Blackhawks add to their young collection of forwards with Lucius. His stock is rising and has the ability to get to the high danger ends, and his shot is high end. 12, the Calgary Flames. Cole Sillinger, center, Sioux Falls, USHL. The Flames are one of the interesting teams coming up in the draft as they're in trade rumors galore. Sillinger has a strong offensive presence and has strong playmaking abilities. 13, the Philadelphia Flyers. Fabian Lysell, left wing, Luleå, Sweden. The Flyers can go anywhere with this selection, and here I have them selecting the talented forward in Lysel. He has shown good craft in his game and has great speed and skill as well. 14, the Dallas Stars. Matthew Coronado, right wing, Chicago, USHL. The Stars are also a team that can go anywhere with their pick, and here I have them taking the forward with Coronado. He is a dominant offensive force with the puck, has a physical approach, and is a strong skater. 15, the New York Rangers. Brennan Othman, left wing, Flint, OHL. The Rangers have one of the more promising young groups of talent in the entire league, and here I have them adding another young gun in Othman. He's a two-way player that has a lot of physicality in his game, and that is what the young Rangers can use. 16, the St. Louis Blues. Corson Kuhlman's, defenseman, Brooks, AJHL. The Blues are an interesting team to watch here as the draft comes. Kuhlman's is somebody that is an outstanding skater who can lead rushes into the offensive zones in transition and also has a good mobility set. 17, the Winnipeg Jets. Otto Roddy, center, Karpat, Liga. Roddy was somebody that a while ago was thought out to be in play for the number 1 overall pick, but his stock plummeted due to underperforming this past season. Roddy has promising offensive abilities and is a good skater. 18, the Nashville Predators. Fyodor Sveshkov, center, Tugolati, VHL. The Predators are a team that needs some youth at the forward positions. Sveshkov is somebody who is great at positioning himself at the right spots and getting open off the puck. 19, the Edmonton Oilers. Logan Stankoven, center, right wing, Kamloops, WHL. This would be a nice pick for the Oilers, who could use some versatile young players. Stankoven plays hard every shift and makes up for his size with great skating ability and an excellent shot. 20, the Boston Bruins. Simone Robertson, right wing, Skellefteå, super elite. The Bruins are a wild card with their first rounder here, and here I have them taking Robertson. He is a smart player that is dangerous with his shot and release. 21, the Minnesota Wild. Carson Lambos, defenseman, Winnipeg, WHL. The Wild have options here at the selection. Here I have them taking Lambos. He is a two-way defenseman that has good patience in the defensive zone and in transition. 22, the Detroit Red Wings from the Washington Capitals. Zachary Bolduc, center, Ramowski, QMJHL. The Red Wings, with their second first rounder, take another forward with Bolduc. He has the speed and hockey smarts that would have teams excited. 23, the Columbus Blue Jackets from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Francisco Pinelli, center, Yesinis, SLO. The Blue Jackets need some high-end center prospects. Pinelli is a gifted playmaker with a strong wrist shot, and he isn't afraid to throw his weight around either. 24, the Minnesota Wild from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Oscar Olsson, right wing, HV71, SHL. The Wild go offense here at their second first rounder and go with the talented Olsson. He is a confident player that has some speed in his game, both in his feet and hands. 25, the Florida Panthers. Xavier Bourgault, center, Schwanigan, QMJHL. The Panthers have some choices here, and in this mock, I have them taking the talented center in Bourgault. He is an offensive presence that is fearless in his drive to the high danger areas. 26, the Carolina Hurricanes. Isaac Rosen, left wing, right wing, Lex Sands, SHL. The Hurricanes are just picking for depth at this point, and here I have them taking the forward in Rosen. He lacks the size, but is an offensive force. 27, the Colorado Avalanche. Nikita Chabrikov, right wing, St. Petersburg, MHL. The Avalanche can go anywhere realistically with this selection. Chabrikov is an offensive force that has great hands to control the puck and the confidence to take control of every shift. 28, the New Jersey Devils from the New York Islanders. Sasha Pastujov, left wing, USNTDP, USHL. The Devils go offense with their second first rounder and snag Pastujov. He is one of the more patient players in the class with an ability to show up clutch in games. 29, the Vegas Golden Knights. Zach Dean, center, Gatineau, QMJHL. The Golden Knights should be targeting center depth here, and Dean would be a nice choice. He's a player that never hesitates and could skate and pass very well. 30, the Montreal Canadiens. Zachary Lahiru, center left wing, Halifax, QMJHL. The Canadians have choices here, and here I have them taking Lahiru. He has high-end offensive skill in his finishing ability and has a knack for getting under an opponent's skin. And 31, the Columbus Blue Jackets from the Tampa Bay Lightning, Daniil Chaika, defenseman, Guelph, OHL. With their third first-rounder, the Blue Jackets go defense with Chaika. He is a reliable two-way defender with a long reach. All right, so there was your latest mock draft, and now I'm going to do news and notes as we head into what is going to be a busy weekend. Space Jam is out now. Go see LeBron's blockbuster movie dropped on HBO Max while you're not doing anything. It dropped while everybody was asleep. And it is in theaters everywhere as well. Liz Cambage out of the Olympics due to mental health concerns. Saints defensive tackle David Onyemata announces on Instagram that he has tested positive for a banned substance and will face suspension. So, we'll see about that. Jalen Ramsey says that the Jaguars disliked Tom Coughlin. And he said, we decided as a team, forget him. Richard Sherman released from jail as he'll have a hearing on Friday on 4 misdemeanors after felony domestic violence charge was downgraded. Team USA Australia canceled due to health and safety protocols, and Bradley Beal was ruled out for the Olympics, so the Team USA is looking to replace them. And apparently Trae Young is not his replacement, as Trae Young posted a viral Isaiah Thomas clip on Twitter. But the problem is that they're waiting for Devin Booker and Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, who are all playing in the finals. That's a huge deal for Team USA. That's why the team is not that good. They're waiting for those players. And Kevin Love shouldn't be on there. He's terrible at this point in his career. And the rumored replacement for Beal on the roster is Christian Wood of the Rockets. There was a stressed Suns fan that went viral that was yelling at his TV during Game 4 on Wednesday night. Jeremy Grant is also in COVID protocol, so that would make sense for the Christian Wood replacement. We talked about Aaron Judge being in COVID protocols and Giovanni Urshela. Tickets are available for purchase for the NBA draft, which is July 29th, which is 13 days from now at the Barclays Center. Fury Wilder, new date announced, October 9th. That is a Saturday. So it's a pre-football Sunday fight. So this was after a COVID outbreak in Fury's camp. This is going to be a good rematch I'm looking forward to. And I remember covering this fight on the podcast when it happened in February of 2020, right before COVID. Tom Brady had a torn MCL as he was playing the entire season on a fully torn MCL, which is crazy. So hopefully he gets that recovered. A big contract extension. Taylor Moton, $72 million, 4 years, $43 million guaranteed with the Panthers. That's really good that the Panthers got their tackle locked up. It's important for Sam Darnold, and now the Panthers got to see what they got in Sam Darnold. Anthony DeClaire resigns with the Panthers, 3 years, $9 million, with 32 points in 43 games last season. DeClaire helped them last year, so it's good that they got him back. The Florida Panthers also bought out Keith Yandel with 2 years left on his deal. I thought I had him as a protected pick for the Kraken. So that's an incorrect pick if that was the case. There is league-wide interest in Zach Hyman. So he's going to be an interesting free agent on the market, as looks like they're leaving him unprotected. Matisse Klivniks, the Blue Jackets goaltender, his funeral, I believe, was the other day, and Elvis Merklin says at the funeral that he saved him, his wife, and their unborn baby on the night of his death. So, Elvis Merklin says that Matthias Klivniks died as a hero. That's just a really sad story. J.J. Watt wants a shot at the NHL. I just said that like it was a tongue twister. I almost said J.J. shot. That would have been funny. The NFL star thinks he'd be the best hockey player from another pro sport. And the NHL's Twitter account asked him to prove it. Miles Powell sues Seton Hall as he alleges Kevin Willard and the team's physician as they misled him about the severity of his knee injury. So there's an NHL trade that happened. The Devils acquire Ryan Graves from the Colorado Avalanche for a 2021 second-round pick and Mikhail Malstev. I like this trade for New Jersey. They get themselves a top 4 D-man. All it took was a second-round pick to get Greaves. Fair price at this point of Greaves' career. And for the Avalanche, because the Avalanche want to clear up room to pay Gabriel Landeskog. So that's how that trade makes sense. Another thing that I want to talk about, which is the last day, that the Big 12 is enforcing taunting penalties. So that was the big news that came from the Big 12, that the coordinator of officials says enforcing taunting penalties, particularly horns down, will be the point of emphasis in 2021. So looks like that Texas probably had a say in this new rule. And Baker Mayfield trolls the Longhorns in the Big 12 as Mayfield tweets the photo doing horns down after the Big 12's refs announced that they will enforce the taunting penalties. And one more fun fact before Best Bet is that for the first time since 2003, ESPN has agreements with baseball, hockey, football, and basketball at one time. And Chairman Jimmy Pitaro says, "We are actively looking at our rights and evaluating what's coming up. We are not done." So that's really cool. I like that ESPN has all the sports, all 4 at the same time. And I think it's really, really cool. And now they have all 4 drafts. They had the baseball draft the other night. They're going to be airing the NHL draft, which is really cool. And obviously the NBA and the NHL, or the NBA and the NFL, they've had for years now. So just a fun fact I want to share on the podcast to close out news and notes. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. This is a tough one because there weren't that many baseball games posted. Obviously, Yankees, Red Sox due to the COVID stuff. So I get that. And there's a lot of doubleheaders and whatnot. But my play is going to be over 8.5 in Indians Athletics. I'm going to lay a half unit on over 8.5. Between the Indians and the Athletics. Minus 104. All right, so there you have it for the show. And by the way, yesterday's best bet obviously had to come back to me because I took over in Red Sox Yankees. That game didn't happen. So Monday I'll be back recapping everything from the weekend. NBA Finals Game 4, Major League Baseball. I believe the WNBA will be back as well. Sorry I didn't get to that today. So we'll do that. Golf, NASCAR. I'll have an NHL mock draft for you as well. News and notes, and my best bet for the day as well. Hope you guys have a great weekend, everyone.